What's going on, guys? It's another video from AM Aaron. Today's a pretty requested video. This one's going to be another one about drive rush pressure. I've done a few about where to use drive rush, how to use it, stuff like that, what moves are good out of it. But we're going to get a little bit more in depth, some specific block strings, and show you guys what are the best setups. Just last stream, I had a series of viewer matches with this one guy from my chat, ClassicMan, and he's this Masters DJ, and I learned so much from this guy. So I'm going to be showing you guys some of the tech that I totally ripped from this fella, and I hope you guys like it.
Alright fellas, it's AM Aaron. Here I am in training mode, and this video is going to be about one specific drive rush block string that I had to look at because the master player that I was playing in some viewer matches on my last stream really showed me a lot of things that were very important. And what I just figured out is that the way you route this block string, if you do it right, you can frame trap 3 times, you can spacing trap every single button that Jamie has, and you can also throw basically off of every hit. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's turn all this off just to start with. And so this setup is going to be off of drive rush forward medium kick. And let me show you just how plus this move is. It's +5, and as you guys might know, if you hit it meaty, it'll be even more plus than that. It'll be about 2 frames more plus, so about +7. Hi, Eva. So about +7 is what you'll be working with. So, the way the block string works is, you get a knockdown. Medium Sovat is probably the most common knockdown you'll have on DJ. Medium Sovat and throw. And this setup can work off of both of these kind of knockdowns. Excuse me, let me remove this cat. Sorry, Eva. But, still off of medium Sovat, you do drive rush forward medium kick, and then you go into back heavy kick. And then off of back heavy kick, you're holding back, so you actually have all of your charge options available, as long as you hit the setup right. Can be a little bit difficult to time, but you guys will get used to it. So, for example, you can do the feint light slasher, and this leaves you pretty close to the opponent. It doesn't move you forward like the light Sovat kick does. So I can show you guys that too. You can do that as well. You can get a tick throw. But if you do the light slasher version, you can get a tick throw as well, but you do gotta walk forward a little bit. Just a little bit, but in my opinion, this is actually way less obvious than the spin. Because homie spins, you see him do a whole spin and then he tries to throw you. If you do it like this, he just stops what he's doing and then you've been thrown. So there's not really a whole lot to react to there. So that's layer 1. Also, off of forward medium kick, you can throw off of this too. So that's already 2 places that you can throw. Alright, let's get into the next stuff. So, you do the back heavy kick. If they are mashing a button and you just want to counter hit them, then you can do that really easily if you just do the EX just cool. And I'll show you guys that right now. You might get a trade. It does like to trade, but even if it does trade, you can still get a combo, so no worries there. And another way you can frame trap is with EX slasher. So you can either do this into something like that, reset your pressure, do the other one, and there you go. So those are your 2 frame traps. Holding back, EX Slasher is really good. I will say, for the other stuff we're going to do, EX Slasher is going to fit right in just perfectly. So keep that in mind. You also get a nice confirm if you're ready to drive rush cancel. Although this does take an awful lot of meter to do. If you don't want to do the drive rush, instead, a way you can confirm off of it is just do medium Sovat. And then you're right back in their pressure, do it again. Another frame trap, what are they going to do? They got a reversal, they don't really have much else to do. So then it comes down to just being ready to bait reversal. But that's not all, this block string actually has a lot more. You guys know about the EX Just Cool overhead? Moves actually minus on blocks, so I would say be careful about that. If you want to use the overhead, and they're being very patient, I would say just do the regular Just Cool, because this one's actually plus. So that's very nice, very nice. And there you go, a little bit of a combo, y'all know. So this is the first set of options that you have available to you. So what the opponent is going to start doing is, if you're putting a heavy emphasis on the feints and doing throws as you should, then they're going to start being accustomed to mashing right here. Because right here, if they do light punch, then they're able to stop you, and they counter hit you and take their turn back. So you say, alright, what do I want to do then? Let's go ahead and set this to 4, still good. So what's going to happen? He's going to press light punch right here. Crouching light punch. And that would steal his turn back. But you might notice we're actually really far away, and that's not going to hit because we're going into the medium slasher instead of the feint. So they assume you're going to do feint, you do medium slasher, that pushes them back just far enough so that the move whiffs, and now you can convert. And I'll show you guys the combo off of this. This combo I'm going to show you is really useful. It makes crouching heavy punch actually useful. So you do stand heavy punch, it's a link, and then you do stand light kick, another link. And here you can either drive rush cancel, go into medium, or heavy Sova. Both really good options. If you want immediate strike throw, go into heavy. If you want to take your turn like that, you can do that as well. But here, let me show you the whole sequence. Gotta be good. And there you go. Combo like that. You're back in it. Now, important to note, all of these spacing traps I'm about to show you only work mid-screen. So DJ's actually very, very scary mid-screen, and he's scary in the corner for different reasons, but it does cost a lot of meter for what you're going to want to do with him. But, okay, so you say you can spacing trap a light punch, big whoop. Who can't do that, you know? It's not that hard, not that hard. But I'll show you guys a little bit more that I did find. And if you aren't confident using the crouching heavy punch, like your read isn't super fat, use something a little more safe. No reason not to. You can do the exact same shit with light kick. So don't feel bad about that. Lots of ways you can trap a crouching normal. Make sure you use a crouching button. But yeah, I'd say the best option that covers the most options is crouching heavy punch, but it does give back your turn. So if you make the read wrong and they do not press at this precise spot like you need them to, then you're going to give back your turn, you're going to be a little bit sad. But okay, so that's crouching light punch. You can spacing trap that. Let's show you a little bit of a longer normal, still fast, crouching light kick. Jamie's crouching light kick is pretty big. It's pretty big, man, it goes pretty far. But you can make it whiff too. So you know what? You can do the exact same setup. Now you gotta be ready for it. This is something you have to do preemptively, just you know they're gonna do it. This is not a reaction. If you wanna react with a faster button. Like light kick. You can react with light kick. And this is a fantastically safe setup that just works. And you know, you go into mix. Whatever. So you can do, that's crouching light punch and crouching light kick. So now you're going to say, alright, what's the obvious next forward? Crouching medium kick is probably what they'll press next. And Jamie's crouching medium kick is a far beast. So you'll see right here, if you do the same setup with medium slasher, he's going to connect. And you're not going to be able to reach. Well, DJ actually has one more projectile that reaches really far. Pushes really far back. So you do the heavy slasher instead. And suddenly, you spacing trap another button. So that's 3 options we have. We have the light feint that you can go into throw. You have the medium feint that will trap light buttons if you do crouching heavy punch or stand light kick. And now we have the heavy slasher, which will trap larger buttons, like medium buttons. And there's, once again, more ways to trap with this. If you're not confident using the heavy kick, you can still use your crouching heavy punch combo. Works just as well. The stand heavy kick is a big commitment. Very, very big commitment. You gotta know they're gonna do it if you're gonna do this. You gotta know. Same with the crouching heavy punch. But if you do know they're gonna do it, you get a fat combo like this. And level 3. And that'll do just a boatload of damage. So far, we've got crouching light punch, crouching light kick, and crouching medium kick. Well, you're going to say, alright, what about standing normals? No, it's the exact same thing for standing normals. I won't show all of them. I'll show light, or I'll show stand light punch. Because that's another thing people like to mash, stand light punch. You gotta be pretty fast. Light punches are ridiculously fast. But I promise you, you can do it. It's not so easy. If they're pressing stand light punch, that's low commitment. Let's go ahead and just do stand light kick. Stand light kick should be a little bit easier to trap. Oh, hold on now. There you go. And it's basically the exact same setup, but we're just using stand heavy punch instead. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, now let's get into some bigger buttons. If it's an experienced Jamie player, they're gonna know that stand medium kick will just about hit anywhere on the fucking screen. You know what I'm saying? That thing goes really far. So, alright. You do heavy slasher, you can make it whiff. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So that's his poke normals that he's gonna use to get out. Pretty good, pretty good. We've trapped all of them. Just about all of them. And this one I'm pretty sure you can use the stand heavy punch one if you want to do that. It's really good because this is basically your max damage combo right here. So there's that. Alright, well now let's get into some heavy buttons. And the heavy buttons aren't quite as easy to deal with, but as you can see with the block string, this one block string, you can still deal with all of them. Now this move is actually really fast. If you try to do your traditional trap, you're going to get caught, you're going to trade, it's not going to work. And let me show you, sorry. Been doing this block string forever, just labbing it. That was stand heavy kick, it didn't work. But, if you do the crouch one, sorry. If you do the crouch one, you can actually interrupt them. But this is a good place to show you one more layer, just cool back. So they say, alright, you're going to do all these spacing traps, I'm going to hit you with a super long range button, and DJ says, you know what, I have one more option that y'all don't know about. Just cool. And y'all already know about Just Cool. But this is a fantastic place to use it. And in the corner, once again, none of these are going to work. Don't try to do spacing traps in the corner. In the corner is when you start doing frame traps. So that stand heavy punch, you can make it work. So Jamie's largest button, by far, stand heavy kick. Oh, I messed it up again. Stand heavy kick. Now this normal is just insane, utterly insane. It goes everywhere, man. You see, it'll hit us. There's no way to make it whiff. Even if you try to walk back, it'll still hit you. You can't walk back. But, as I just showed you guys, Just Cool seems to be a pretty good answer. And there you go. You've made it whiff. Fantastic stuff. So there are two more options that people like to do at ranges like this. So I'm going to talk about drive impact and jump. And let's say forward jump. Forward jump. They also might dash. If they're a really good player, you start getting into diamond. You see that they give you their turn. They might try to dash. So let's talk about that. It should be on drive impact. So after the heavy... Oh, they're doing it there. Interesting. Oh, I didn't set it to... Yeah. So this is going to be... They're trying to deal with your spacing traps. So they start drive... Oh, I did it again. So they start drive impacting at about the same spot that they would do a reversal mash. So you get him here. You have plenty of time to react with a drive impact. Just plenty of time. Now there are going to be some issues if they say do it a little bit earlier. I did it again. If they do it a little bit earlier, they do it after your initial frame traps. Yeah. So here, if you commit to the heavy slasher, it's going to be a punish counter. But if you go ahead and do the light one, you have time to counter it. So the offense has layers and layers and layers. They have answers, but DJ has an answer for everything that they want to do. Now let's talk about the last one, forward jump. It's going to be the same kind of thing here. Let's set that to 4. So they say, alright, I don't want to deal with your spacing trap. I'm going to just jump over it. Well, DJ, of course, has fantastic anti-airs. He can deal with that too. So right here, they jump. Plenty of time to DP. Plenty of time to DP. If you don't want to DP, there's also back heavy kick. Not quite an easy answer. Jump is going to do very well against this setup, I will say. Jump is something that you're going to have to focus on dealing with constantly. Constantly dealing with jump. That's something that just comes with time. But yeah, so that's basically every single button you can punish, and the only thing you have to do is make sure that they are pressing a button. If you're going to use this kind of spacing trap setup, you need to know that they're pressing a button. If they're doing other reversal options like an invincible DP, wake up super that's invincible, jump or drive impact, you need to do something completely different to deal with that. So what I'm going to say the best option for that, let's go ahead and set him to do wake up DP, which I think is this. No. It's arrow kick, pretty sure. So let's do that at 4. Yes. As long as that's his DP, let's make sure real quick. There we are. So if they don't do it early and they do it like here, it's totally fine. No problem dealing with it. You get your max damage combo, and they just wasted 2 drive bar for no reason. But same thing with drive impact. If they do it a little bit earlier, and they start to see that you're doing frame trap into this, they are going to get through it. Now, I'm not sure if the light feint will be an answer here. This I am not sure of. It looks like you get counter hit. Yeah, it looks like you still get counter hit. So that's going to be a problem for all the boys. But you can actually bait it if you do the first hit of heavy kick. So there you go, he's even got an answer for that. And that's pretty good stuff. So I'm going to do a quick recap of everything I just told you guys. The setup, the layers, and the answers. So, firstly, the setup is forward medium kick into back heavy kick. And this gives you, let's turn that off. This gives you options, your entire kit as options. So where this setup works, off of a light confirm into medium Sovat works so good. And also, keep in mind, by the way, they're back rolling here. And I wanted to say that because I have a lot of trouble dealing with back roll, but if you use this setup, you will catch them without a problem. So if you're having a hard time dealing with people just rolling away from all of your pressure, walking away, you can't deal with it, use this setup. This setup will change your life. So that's the first part. Forward medium kick, and then you do back heavy kick, and your options are infinite here. So after that, you can go into frame traps like EX Slasher or Just Cool, EX Just Cool. These will frame trap your opponent, and you get a combo off of the low. Also, keep in mind, when you do EX Just Cool, basically on block, always do the low. Always do the low unless you have some crazy read, because this will catch people mashing in between the gap, and it's safe, and it's a launch if it hits, on normal hit too. So just always use the low. Don't bother using the overhead. If you're going to use the overhead, use the regular one, because that one's actually plus. But alright, so you got your frame traps. If you want to throw, you've got 2 ways to throw. The feint with the projectile, or the feint with Sovat kick. And if they're walking back in this, and you're trying to throw, something you can do is do the feint into crouching light kick, crouching light punch. And that you'll be able to confirm into the Sovat stuff, and that'll reset the situation. Also, if you're not convinced that that'll reach, you have other options like crouching medium kick, which will sweep again, reset the situation. And that's the final thing I'm going to talk about. You guys saw the spacing traps. I'm not going to go over them again. Basically, your options with the spacing trap are either do the medium one to catch light buttons, do the heavy one to catch slightly longer buttons, and do the heavy one plus just cool back into the kick to catch really, really long buttons. And then after that, make sure to watch out for drive impact after this hit. If they're drive impacting, what I want you guys to do is do the feint and wait. And that will catch jump because you'll be able to DP. It'll catch drive impact because you'll be able to drive impact back. And it'll also catch an invincible reversal. You'll be able to punish it perfectly. But just make sure, if you're gonna try to catch what they're doing, cancel the first hit. That gives you enough time to block reversal. So that's all of the spacing traps. That's how you link into throw. Make sure you remember you can throw off of the first hit. You can throw off of the second hit. And then you can spacing trap off of everything else. Now the last thing I want to talk about is drive rush setups after crouching medium kick. And this one is difficult. It's a little bit difficult. Also after throw. Let's talk about throw. So throw leaves them basically the whole screen away. The entire screen. So that's a pretty big problem for DJ. But what you can do is you can actually still reach with the exact same setup, although you have to slide really, really far. And this one is very hard to time. So if they're doing something like mashing on wake up, you're going to have to time it perfectly or it's not going to work. And also, because of how far this hits away, you're not going to be able to do back heavy kick. It's too far. So instead, what you're going to have to do is, I think the best option is to just do crouching medium kick, because that hits. Crouching medium kick hits pretty consistently. It's not too risky. But if you want more combo than just crouching medium kick, you can do something like crouching heavy punch, and then you can link into the heavy up kicks, and that works just as well too. It's a lot harder though, so unless you're the GOAT, I would just stick with the crouching medium kick after this specific setup. And as you guys can see here, it's pretty hard to time. After throw, very hard to get back in, but it is possible. And then when you're in, so just keep in mind it's still possible to get pressure after throw. The last thing I want to talk about is after a crouching medium kick. So let's do the setup right and let's do crouching medium kick. So here, I will show you guys. It's kind of hard to get the forward medium kick when they're mashing. Maybe impossible. But what you can do is basically an identical setup with stand medium punch. And I'll show you that after they start guarding after the first hit, yeah. Let's go ahead and turn their wake up option off, yep. So, you do stand medium punch, and you get all the same options. The spacing is going to be a little bit different, so keep that in mind. But after a crouching medium kick, if you want to do some kind of setup like this, spend some bar, make sure you use, instead of forward medium kick, you use forward medium punch. And it's the same, identical. There's a little bit more pushback on the medium punch for some reason, so everything is going to be a little bit harder. The spacing traps will be a little bit easier. But yeah, that just about covers it. The only thing I can think of is sweep, but it's basically the same situation as any other knockdown. So off the sweep, you can do the forward medium kick setup, no problem. Could also do the stand medium punch one if you want. Whichever one floats your boat, they're basically replaceable. Only thing is, the forward medium kick goes a lot farther. So if you're not sure if they're going to back roll or stay in place, I would say opt for the forward medium kick. That just works a lot better for me. But yeah, that's basically it. This is going to be basically the only block string you're ever going to need on DJ. You can do it off of every single knockdown that he has in the game, and if you have one bar, then you get in, you get the perfect setup, and you're in. Strike, throw, whiff punish, everything. Safe to DP, safe to DI, safe to jump. It's use it, learn it, lab the situation, set the bot to jump, drive impact, or do a random button, and try to get used to reacting to all three of them. If you're able to react to all three of them consistently, then when you go into a game, it's going to be super easy to stop the opponent from doing everything they want to do. So, yeah, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys get some use out of this tech, and I want to thank my dude from yesterday, ClassicMan, for showing me this setup, and I learned so much about it, and you're the GOAT. So, thank you so much. Thanks to all the viewers who are supporting me, and I hope you guys have a great day.